Hey guys, good afternoon and happy Friday to you. This is Kim, independent designer with Chalk Couture and Chalk is Chic. I'm going to get this pulled up really quick and shared over onto the VIP page. If you're hopping on, catching this live or on a replay, I would love to know that you came by. We're going to be inking today, which I don't do a lot of, but never fear because this one is going to be super duper cute. I love this transfer. I have saved it for t-shirts. To do first on t-shirts, even though it would be super cute as a sign as well. But I'm going to make myself a t-shirt because I'm going to tell you what, I don't know about y'all, but when it's crazy town, it is like super duper crazy town. And my life has been a whirlwind with like a broken foot and all that kind of fun stuff this summer. So let me show you the transfer. Relax and accept the crazy. A couple of things I love about this transfer is one, the font. Y'all know me. If you watch my lives, you know that I love fonts, and this font is kicking. But two, the other part is, even if you put it on a shirt, if it's kind of woppy-jawed or whatever, we're going to try our best to get it like centered. It still doesn't look that bad because you have kind of stuff at an angle and kind of crazy font, so it makes it a little bit better. Hey, Tina. But I am using our ink mat. You can see the black here. I went ahead and did that and put it on, put my shirt on the ink mat before we got started. I'll be happy to pull that off and show you what it looks like after it dries and stuff, and we will walk through this process. So, my friends, we are going to relax and accept the crazy. It is what it is. One thing I want to point out, though, is just kind of make sure your shirt is straight, because I will tell you what throws me off, or my OCD off, is when I see the actual ink mat here, if it's crooked, it makes you think your shirt is crooked, and it's not. So pay attention to your shirt if you're inking, not the ink mat itself. Make sure your shirt is lined up straight. Everything else doesn't really matter, but that can throw you off if you're eyeballing this and not looking at your actual shirt. So we're going to peel this off. We are not going to talk about the F word today. And I don't mean the bad F word. I mean fuzzing. So one important thing, anytime you're using fabric, fabric is what we fuzz on. Fabric is what we, do our transfers on to fuzz. So it is one of those things that you want to make sure you do not fuzz at all. Make sure you don't fuzz. Make sure that you use your shirt as your fuzzing tool. So you're not going to fuzz. You're just going to pull off your transfer and put it on your shirt. Oh, Kathy, they'll send replay links on the 21st to you. If you were registered, they'll send replay links. You just have to watch them within 48 hours. So you'll get replay links. So we're going to line this up, relax, and accept the crazy. So since we're on a hot pink shirt, we are going to use my favorite color, Couture Teal, for the crazy part. We're going to use a darker color Tide for the heart, since we're on a hot pink shirt. And we're going to use bright white ink for relax and accept thee. So, hopefully y'all can see this okay. Let me zoom in just a smidgen. And we're pushing it down, making sure everything is pushed down well. Here's a couple of things. One, you don't have to work fast whenever you're inking, which is wonderful. It's an absolute blessing when you don't have to work super fast. But two, you want to start off of the transfer itself. So your silkscreen area is right here. You want to start above it and pull down. You're also going to see that we only ink in one direction. And I'm very careful. I'm going to hold this right here for just a second. This is our ink. I'm very careful not to hold it over my shirt. So you're not going to see me doing a lot of this over the shirt, because if I accidentally dolloped it, it would be bad. So I'm taking a little bit of bright white. We're going to start off of our silk screen, and we're going to go in one direction just for this little portion right here. Relax and accept is going to be in our bright white. And bright white, depending on the color of your shirt, sometimes can need another layer. So if you find that your bright white needs another layer, my suggestion to you is allow your shirt to dry. I'm in the South, y'all. It is hot. It is humid. It does take a lot of time for paste and ink, or ink rather, not paste, but ink to dry, because it just does. The humidity does play a role in the drying time. So there is relax and accept. I'll have you note, I'm not going to stress out and worry about whether or not it's going to dry quickly or anything like that, because it's not going to. I'm going to take Couture Teal for my next color, because y'all know that that's my color love. And I'm going to make sure everything is pushed down good still. And I'm going to use a slightly bigger squeegee since we have a lot of area to cover. And cover this Couture Teal all over the crazy part. Remember, a little bit of ink does go a long way. You don't want to oversaturate, but at the same time, you want to make sure you have good coverage. Again, if you're using a darker color, bright white sometimes might take another layer. So just let your shirt dry, and then you can go ahead and ink another layer on top once that portion is dry. But let's talk about heat setting while I am inking this, because y'all know how to squeegee on and squeegee off. It gets boring when you start just looking. But let's talk about drying and how you heat set. So the cool thing with chalk is they don't make you have any fancy equipment to heat set. Now, if you don't own an iron, y'all gotta borrow one from somebody. You have to have an iron, or you have to have an easy press. But you don't have to have an easy press if you don't have one. So don't worry, you don't have to go out and buy one, but you do have to have an iron to be able to heat set on fabric. So again, if you live in a very hot and humid state, you would want to allow your shirt time to dry. It needs time to dry, time to cure. In the South, I usually will let mine dry for several days because you don't want it to be tacky to the touch. So you got to make sure it dries where it's not tacky to the touch. Once it dries, you are going to take an iron or an easy press, and you are going to take a piece of parchment paper. Do not take wax paper. You will ruin a shirt so quickly. You don't want wax paper. You want parchment paper. And you're going to set your iron to a medium to high cotton setting, or an easy press to 330 degrees. And you're going to use the parchment paper between your heat source and your shirt. If you're using an iron, you're going to go over the project for 4 minutes. And that way it will allow your heat press to happen, or your heat set to happen rather. And then if you're using an easy press, it's 330 degrees for 30 seconds. So you're going to do it on the front side. Once you've done the front, you are going to turn your project inside out, and then you're going to do the same exact process on the back side. Now, I will tell you, in the South, again, it's hot, it's humid. If you live in conditions like that, you have to let your project dry, guys. You don't want to do it too early, because if you do and you wash it, it is not going to be any good. So, I'm just going over this one little bitty piece again. It looks like we have pretty good coverage. I'm just double checking it. So, all right. Now we're to the point of our tide. I have like Jenga over here. Oh, I haven't been live that long, Kathy. I just went live, and I didn't go live yesterday. I had to switch my work schedule to be able to attend a funeral tomorrow, so I had to work, so I did not get to go live yesterday. So we are going to get this heart done with Tide, and y'all will have to ignore Abigail. She's acting out if y'all hear her. Abigail Grace. Okay, this tide is just super close, so we're just trying to be very cautious, making sure we're not getting it anywhere else. And I feel like I just have stacks upon stacks upon stacks. One important part that you want to do, make sure you check your hands. This is a good time for hand check. And make sure that you do not have ink on your hands. So we're going to go ahead and peel up. Peel top to bottom or side to side, same as if you were chalking. And I will probably, because of the color of the shirt, we're going to have to see how that dries. But because of the fuchsia, I may end up putting another layer of Couture Teal on here. We're going to see how this dries first. It does have to dry, so let me cover up ink really quick so I don't get ink anywhere that I don't want it, because I have like stuff just stacked all over the place over here. Just be very cautious if you are going to ink. Don't hold your ink over your t-shirt project, because if you get ink on it, you are just in a world of trouble. You can try to wash it, but it probably will not wash out. So you got to be super duper careful. So make sure all your projects are covered. Do your hand check again. I'm going to pull this out just to show you what it looks like. We are going to peel this up. And I have ink all over the ink mat, but I'm glad for that so I can show you what it looks like. Hold on one second. All right. I gotta let this go and not get stuff everywhere. Ugh. Okay. This is what I mean by getting ink everywhere. So we're gonna just like let it be. I'll hang it up in just a few minutes after we get done with the live. Let me show you the ink mat really quick, because we need to talk about the care. So you can see Couture Teal all over there. I actually have ink all over my arm from going underneath my shirt, which is fine. It'll come off. To take care of your ink mat, all you want to do is use running water, just like we use to clean our transfer. Water only. Do not use any other kind of thing. You're going to just take your hand and wipe across it, and it will get this off and let it air dry. That is how you clean your ink mat. Now, I can totally let this dry on there. It's not going to hurt it, but it is going to make that part not sticky, so I don't want to do that. This is a fairly new ink mat, so I am going to wash that just with water only. You don't want to touch your shirt. Be very, very cautious if you have ink anywhere, but this is what it looks like, guys. I'm going to hang my shirt up to dry and allow this to not be sitting down on the back side of it. And once it dries, once I see how this Couture Teal looks, because this is a heather finish on the shirt, I may just leave it and heat set it. But if I do add another layer, I will go live to do so you can see that process and how it looks. But I hope y'all have a good Friday. We got to see some amazing new products that are coming out July the 6th. I personally can't wait to show you those. If you're not in my VIP group, you need to be, because I will be posting a link to the new catalog there so people can see it. So comment the word VIP if you need in and you need access, but relax and accept the crazy, guys. Accept life for what it is. Have fun. Enjoy it. Live. That's the most important part. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Probably late tomorrow afternoon. And if not tomorrow, for sure, this coming week. So I look forward to seeing you then. And have a good day.